shit off.
It's starting now. Welcome to the Static Sucks podcast, guys. Good to see you. Great to see you. Hope you're having a great night, evening, morning.
Whatever y'all are doing.
Yep.
Yeah, so guys, look, listen.
Harvey's about to give you a life hack right now. Y'all should be thankful.
No, it's a funny life hack, but
it's funny.
I feel like it works. I feel like people take you more seriously when you do this.
Definitely. You're exposing yourself right now, though.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. This isn't gonna go viral till like 10 years from now when everything's been said and done.
Oh man, that's the thing.
Yeah, imagine this is the one.
This is the one
and everyone knows. Oh, look, this guy right here. No, okay. Anyway, so
it's rooted in good, everyone.
So there's every city has like a business directory, right? So literally every business that's registered within their city has the business name, address, and phone number. So that's like literally free leads, just right there. You know, you don't have to pay for any lead generators. So I literally just scroll down alphabetical order, or certain categories. So right here, categories of businesses.
Yeah.
So if like you're in the automotive businesses, you call those. If you're like want to do like business consulting, you want to sell someone a marketing service, and you click those or whatever. And so you click on these, and you scroll, and you have like just hundreds of phone numbers. So then I'll go and I'll click on a phone number, but in the background I'll be playing office noises.
You're playing office noises, guys. This is what you're hearing on the phone.
Yeah, and there's some more. There's cooler ones where there's an actual phone ringing in the background and stuff like that, and someone like picking it up and like doing stuff like that.
Excuse me, sir. I can't hear you. Can you turn?
Yeah, sometimes I'll scream out, "Oh yeah, give me just a second." Okay, and I'll keep talking.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I'll be just cold calling, and I'll have like these office background noises playing in the background. And I don't know. Ever since I started, I feel like it worked. I feel like they give me more. I
think that
call
works.
time.
More confidence too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Plus, it makes me feel like even when I'm not doing cold calls, I'll still have this in the background playing, like while I'm working. Just so like I feel like there's like I have to like outcompete the guy next to me. So
oh wow, what is this world coming to right now?
No, so when I'm literally like sending out an email or like when I'm looking through like candidates, like I'll have that playing in the background. Like this guy, I'm imagining there's this guy next to me clicking and typing away on his laptop because I can hear him. And I'm like, dude, this guy, I need to put in more work than that guy.
That's so funny. The thing is too, there's even other ones. I'm sure someone listening has done this where it's like, you find videos on YouTube of someone like doing their work, like they're doing their normal work, right? And then you're just doing it with them, So
that's good. I didn't even know about that.
It's like time things like y'all can have.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so this guy has like 4-hour blocks of time, and you see him real time. He's like, all right, gotta start.
And
real time. Start doing his thing.
That's cool.
So you're just there doing it with him too.
I didn't know that down. That's pretty darn good.
And they like block the time out too.
Wow, how would I even search for something like that? Like, guy...
No, just like study with me. I think that's what people like to call them.
Study with me.
Or like...
Like, and it's live?
It's live. They're not like... I don't know, maybe there is some that's live, but I know for that one particular, he was doing his work already. Like, he actually had stuff to do. He just put the camera and you're doing it there with him. Yeah.
That's good. So it feels like you have a safe partner.
Yeah.
And that's good because,
What is that, though? Like, what? Like,
psychological
part of us in our mind wants that, yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone was meant to work alone, though. That's the thing.
Right. It's a little more.
It's like there's a team effort to be put into it. Like, you want someone there. And I can kind of see that. Like, y'all support, y'all kind of there.
Yeah.
If you're side by side with this person, it's kind of like, okay, we're both working on something. I can keep going.
Yeah.
Because they keep going. And then keep going.
That's what it is too. Like when you ever go on a run with someone, versus when you're alone. If you're running, it's like, oh well, this guy's not stopping. Why am I gonna stop?
Yeah.
And you just keep going and you keep going, and then you realize like that honestly could even be seen as another way for you to surpass what you think baseline is your limit in your own head. I think that's a good trial and error thing to see.
I agree. It takes that, and like even in the gym setting, right?
That's true too.
Like the golden era bodybuilders' advice was to always have a gym partner. Because it's like they'll hold you accountable. They'll make you push for more. You'll talk your way out of like heavier weights or doing something more, do an extra rep, an extra set, and they're there to make sure that happens. For each other.
Definitely.
That makes sense. But. Yeah, so it sound good and everything.
Sounds all good, man.
All right, high quality and everything.
High as we can get around here.
Heck yeah, that's what's up. So today's episode, right, where it's just a real quick one. Honestly, it's like, yeah, we're not really too sure here, but me and Mario have been talking pre-podcast as we normally do, and a lot of topics just come into the air.
They just come,
just so many come into the air. They just flow in. You know, we talked everything from religion to needing a spiritual anchor.
Oh, this one was good though. I think this is very important for someone out here listening.
Tell them.
Especially nowadays, guys, you're bombarded with millions, hundreds of thousands of influencers, whether that be in specific niches and specific, ties to whatever individual thing that you like to do in your life. But the question is, which one do we follow?
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead, Harvey.
And this is the argument I was making, because I just got to thinking about how, back then, wherever you put that, pre-internet, right, you had at most, 4 or 5 people that you could choose to look up to in certain industries or areas, and who to emulate and who to use in your life, who you can go to for advice or just for mentorship. And nowadays, everyone can technically be your internet mentor. It's whoever you're subscribed to. It's whoever you're watching the most videos of. Technically, these people are speaking to you constantly. And when you have hundreds of those that you're fluctuating through, on TikToks, on Reels, on YouTube, on whatever it is, you're getting so many mixed advice. Some people are saying, okay, but maybe emphasize, financial gain first and then have the rest of your life just focus on serving others. Some switch that around and say, well, serve yourself first so that you can then serve others. You want to fill your cup up first yourself and then go and pour that out into other people's lives.
Some say 7 days a week, no sleep. Some days get the 8 hours and go to bed.
Yeah, emphasize rest.
So that's even another side of it too.
So much, man. And it's so much varying advice that's you don't really know what to take. And that's why I walked back in here and I just told Mario, I was I think we just got to do... I think everyone has their own unique path and their own things that work for them. Most definitely. Because it's there's not just one thing that can work for everyone, I think. Not one path, right? I think there's formulas to parts of the equation, but I don't think it's this whole thing. I feel you can snatch a portion of it and apply it, but not someone's whole life path, Yeah. You can't take someone's whole life path and apply it into your life and expect it to work for you. But I do think you can take bits of it and then apply it, and then you're still your own person.
I agree with that for sure. I think, I feel some baseline advice that you tend to hear is find a mentor and look for a mentor. And I think, in a way, anyone that you consume content, whether it be preacher type content, whether it be just knowledge, general knowledge you're trying to give you, who is the one that's right though, right? I guess you're identifying it as, everyone has their own individual one. But how do you know that that's the right path?
Yeah, and see, that's the tricky part. I think that's where it gets into, you need to be willing to explore. Because there comes a point where, okay, what are my strengths? What are the things that I'm currently interested in? What is it that I want to do? Where do I see where I can, fit into a certain, industry? If it's business you're wanting to go into, right? You obviously want to seek someone who's done it better than you. You never want to, and this is advice that I can take from certain things that I've read and actually put it out in a certain way. So even with podcasting, I'm not just taking this whole person's life plan and then putting out saying, hey guys, this is what works. I found this one advice from Grant Cardone or this one advice from Gary Vee, and this is how you should do things. It's what I do agree with what Grant Cardone says, for example, is that you never want to reach below you or even beside you. You want to reach to the people who are doing better than you, if that's who you're trying to emulate, right? So it's these you always want to reach up higher and put yourself in an uncomfortable spot, even if it's temporary. And it's the same if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You want to be always striving to learn more, to challenge your own beliefs, because if you're always in a state of well, we all know about around the same things that we've always known, and we're always, just here. It's you're boxed yourself in. You're closed-minded at this point because no one challenges your beliefs, no one challenges anything, no one tells you where to improve because they're not improving themselves. It's at that point you really do need to reach up. You need to connect. You need to network. You need to find someone who's doing whatever you're doing, but 10,000 times better than that. You know, that's why you got to study these greats that are specifically there. You know, so like I was breaking it down like, okay, you need a spiritual mentor, you need a, you know, business mentor, you need a physical mentor. So, you know, these areas, I guess just for me, the physical or for a spiritual mentor would be Jesus. You know, I feel like he is the one that did it best. Why wouldn't I want to emulate the person who did it best?
Yeah.
In that spiritual sense, you know, that I definitely want to be more like Jesus. So that's my mentor for spirituality. For business, you know, I do have a few, but one person right now that I'm following in the majority of my life is MJ DeMarco's teachings. And so like for me, it's like this guy's the one that's done it, you know, and so I want to emulate that. And then even for like physical health, I'd say Nimai Delgado. You know, he has the blueprint here. And there's certain things I can take to do that. Does. And so, you know, you want to have one person that you can like really dial down and study their life and see how it is they've done it. And I mean, I guess with business it can get complicated because there's so many different channels. There's like sales, there's marketing, there's like product, there's customer service, there's, you know, so much to it, like so many different aspects. But I guess even those are like subcategories of where you can start learning
inside of it already. Yeah.
Because at that point it's like it can get overwhelming, but it gets easier once you start to, you know, start studying, start doing that research, and start to get that next person in there.
So you would say a person should have, I guess, mentors for every aspect of their life, and not just one single one for their entire life.
For sure, because I know there's people who are like just, I guess what you call them, like, well, like stands or like fanatics of certain people, and it's just they can quote everything from this one person. They can only say everything from this one person. That's the only person they'll ever follow, just because I guess they resonated with them really hard, or they bought all their stuff. And I feel like that's a level of like closed-mindedness, because this person can't help you in the spiritual sense or in the physical health sense. You know, this guy might be like multi-millionaire rich, but this guy can't help you, you know, prevent heart disease.
Yeah, or he doesn't align with part of your morals, right?
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
you could say.
Yeah, and at that point, you need to have someone else there. You can't make this one person the center of like your world. Like, this is everything I aspire to be. Is this guy right here? I think that's like too much idolization at that point, because I don't think anyone's got it all. Like, I mean, there's people that are well-rounded, right? But I don't think everyone's got it all like that.
Yeah, every single aspect, too.
Yeah, and I feel like at certain points, it takes you. I think you do need to have different people for different things, for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's like even for like what's it called? Building a business, right? Like, because there's things that, like, there's so many parts to building a business that you need to break down the different aspects of it, right? Yeah, she's doing
her thing right now.
See, like, what is that?
She's caught up in it.
Nah, she's doing that on purpose.
Oh, you were, huh?
But there's so many different aspects of it that need to be broken down for you to better understand it. You know, you can't just group everything and say, oh, building a business, this one person can help me build this business. It's more than just that general thing. There's like so many like micro steps along the way that you might need to actually switch around. Like the main goal, right, is maybe like the leader in your industry, right?
Yeah.
Like for example, mine for a while was Travis Kalanick, which is the ex CEO and founder of Uber, because the way he did it is like everything I want to emulate when it comes to building a business, right? But then below, so this like might be like the main spotlight, like this is what I want it to end up like through him and his processes. But then let's break it down into the micro processes of like actually building the business. And it's like, okay, well, first let's get what a business is and what it should be. Okay, that's where MJ DeMarco comes in, about like, you know, the controlling your market, you know, just entering the market space in the first place. So there's like a micro category, and then there's a second step where these people might switch out. So you always have like the end goal right here, right? Like the destination's been set, and I guess all these people are just kind of like directions, like arrows: left turn, right turn, go straight, you know, go around the roundabout. And so that's where these people can like cycle through, and you can learn from different people, different things.
Oh, I see. Oh, you just made me kind of. So it's more, these people are giving some sort of advice that you can, I guess it's general knowledge you're giving out, right? Obviously some of it is specialized in a specific maybe problem that you're having, whether it be occurring to, you know, whatever current situation. So it's less about copying exactly what everyone else is doing versus like this piece of information that this person, you know, says as advice resonates and is applicable to my specific situation, which therefore is useful for me.
Yeah.
But it's about having that filter too. It's like, okay, yeah, I can hear this part of, you know, Jordan Peterson, you know, just for an example, but also not resonate with another part that, you know, it just doesn't seem that it's applicable to your own life too.
Yeah.
But I can kind of see where that could be a little off too.
No, it can be, and that's the hard part, right? And that's why, like, this is like a conversation worth having and actually, like, you know, debating within your own mind about where you want to take this, because even from the very beginnings, before you even, again, going back to like the business example, even before you have your business or your idea or whatever, maybe you just know that you want to do that, but you don't know exactly what. You'll have some people just saying, oh, you know, just get into crypto and work for yourself, do all this stuff. Some people will say, you know, start up a brick and mortar. Some people will say, you know, just get into the stock market. Some people will say, go ahead and get into real estate, you know, with zero money, zero all this, you know. And it's like, you hear so many things that are so good to be true, but these are these person's businesses, you know, trying to get you into a sales funnel and close you and consume. That's a separate topic though. But anyway, you know, you're doing research and you're trying to figure out what it is you want to start, what it is you want to do. And there's just so much out there that it can get overwhelming, right? So it's like, first, you know, I guess specifically with my business, it was like I needed the skills, right? I needed to enter the world, you know, at a higher level. So for me, my initial, I guess, mentor, the person that I, you know, would see a lot, study about his life, listen to the podcast, listen to the videos, was Larry Casilla. So detailing specifically, right? But then how do I make detailing, you know, a business was separate, right? So first was the skill. Let me get the skill directly first, and then let me from this skill turn it into a business, and then that became, okay, well, what kind of business do I want to make out of this? You know, because even from a skill, you can
take it different ways.
Yeah,
right?
It's different ways. Like the three main ways is you can do the skill yourself and offer it directly. You know, service to consumer. That's one way. The second way is you can teach the skill to other people, and then sell your knowledge of that skill and have them pay you for it, kind of like you being the mentor for them. And the third way is, of course, you know, just starting your business and then having people do that for you. And so those are like, I feel like the three main ways of how you can take one simple skill that you learned already and then distribute it out of those three ways. And so whichever way you end up doing, you want to find the leader of that industry. So if it's business you want to get into, you know, it's like, if you want to start that business, if you want to, you know, learn the ins and outs about that, you have to pick someone like that. And that's just the first step. Right? Like maybe the spotlight, like the end goal's all the way over here. I guess the easiest example is to look at it like again, like you're putting it in the GPS, right? Like, you know, the final destination. This is what I want to end up. This is what my business, I want it to end up being just like, right? So you have that there. But every left turn, right turn, straight, every one of those prompts is a different mentor. And you have to like seek these people out for guidance until you can, you know, end up over there. Except in real life, it's not just like a 20-minute drive there with a few left and right turns. It's like a 20-year drive with, you know, several left and right turns and all this stuff, each one coming in the form of a different mentor. And that's, you know, that's a whole journey right there, and it's meant to be a whole journey.
Definitely.
And I guess what I'm trying to say is that it can seem overwhelming, but if you know that at every step there is someone who's done it before you and someone who is, you know, levels ahead in that regard, that person's out there. It's just a matter of you finding them. And even if you can't get in touch person to person, right? Even if you can't purchase, you know, some kind of mentorship from them or schedule a call with them or do any of that, you know, do your best to study their life, because there might be podcasts around them, there might be, you know, books around them, there might be something about them that you can at least study and dive deep into and extract as much from that person who's an expert, and then apply it to get you, you know, to make that left turn or right turn.
Yeah, no, I think that's true. I think even using that as the example, it's just like, you know, you take a wrong turn, it reroutes for you. You know, maybe you go the right way. Or there's even, you know, how it even shows like, oh, you know, if you take this route, saves you 5 minutes. you know, or like 10 minutes.
To fall like that.
You know, and I think that's huge too, and I think that's where the advice can come in. That's where the right person for the right moment, the right person for the right problem, right? It might seem minuscule, but that time being saved is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and that's the point too. Is like you can try, right, and do it all yourself, but at a certain point, this time can be like minimized. This time can be minimized, right? And that's the point, right? Like at a certain point, someone, there's literally, I just watched this video. He said it can take you 20 hours to learn a new skill, but a lot of people put off that first hour for like years.
Oh,
so it can take you years to finally realize, man, maybe I probably should learn this from someone else, and then just go ahead and start applying it rather than putting it off and trying to figure it out and trying to do it yourself. You know, just seek out that advice so you can do it yourself, and you don't have to stumble and follow yourself the whole time, you know. And at that point you can learn from someone else's mistakes, someone else's faults, and what they did wrong, and just skip that process and then apply what did work into your own business. You know, that's why I recommend anyone that's starting a business, I've recommended it to a few friends already, is that if you want to start a business, I feel like a very amazing beginner book is The Millionaire Fast Lane. And it does sound like a clickbaity title, but he does give like the five fundamentals of a business. It needs to have control. It needs to have a high entry. There needs to be a need for it. You need to separate it from time, and it needs to be able to scale, right? And the more of these that you have filled out, if your goal is to be financially free and you know, whatever your goals are, the more of those it marks off, the better. And that's again, you know, a whole different thing, but I do recommend.
Oh, see, that's a huge one too. Yeah, that is a whole podcast within itself. But I guess really just to emphasize that, guys, is just be wary of who you consume and who you listen to, and hopefully that those people that you do consume are leading to whatever grand goal that you want out of this life that we have.
Exactly, you know, because I was giving business examples because that's what I'm like just studying a lot of right now. But you know, even with spiritual examples, you know, dive deep into the people before you, you know, the ancient texts, the wisdom, you know, in these books and these teachings.
Yeah, like you even say though, you know, some people even tie those two together. Some people say like those coincide. You know. Some say, oh, no, you first do this, like how you were saying, first do that, you know, and that's why, too, you know, just specifically, it really just breaks down to who are you listening to.
That's true.
And what path you decide to take, right?
That is
true. Do you think both will lead you to the same way, or is one than the other?
I think some people really don't care about their own spiritual health, right?
Yeah, they don't.
So I guess it depends on your goals, but, you know, my recommendation is to keep that in mind, like, are you just in it to make a quick buck, right? Like, is it selfish? Is there manipulation along the way? Are you trying to squeeze the life out of your consumers for your products or services, you know? Or do you genuinely believe, like, does your product or service have a core belief of yours attached to it, and you believe this is the best way to do it? Do you believe everyone should have your product or service, and do you believe that what you're building is a force of good for the world, that with your business it makes the world a better place? And so I feel like people who have that backing them are a lot more likely to succeed and have a spiritual backing. You know, they might not realize it's a spiritual calling, but, you know, making the world a better place, being of service to others, genuinely believing that if your business weren't here, the world would be, you know, not as good of a place. And having all these things tied, I do believe that at that point it becomes an ethical and spiritual mission to get your business out there as much as possible.
That makes sense.
And so, yeah, you can tie those two things in together, but there's obviously, of course, people who just see it as like, let me take advantage of the desperate, needy, easy to manipulate people, whoever that is.
Oh, man. See, this is what I was listening to before, too. It's like a scammy type of thing that people can lead to, right? You know, they're like, I just remember listening to this podcast specifically about just the world of that, you know, how easy it is to scam people just to, you know, get that quick buck, right?
Oh, man, yeah.
But
there's so many people that do it, too.
Yeah, but knowing how that affects, you know, a person's life, and, you know, that's just where it starts to get shady, too. Just like how, even to being aware that, you know, as many good mentors out there, there's bad mentors, and their intentions might be just to see you as, you know, potential earning.
Yeah, that's all they see you as too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem, you know. You hear a lot about these Ponzi schemes. I was listening to this podcast with, like, what's his name, CoffeeZilla.
Yeah,
or
that's the
like
one I was
That's
listening
listening
to.
Yeah, on Joe Rogan, and like, it's crazy. These people that are already millionaires still trying to see, like, oh man, there's opportunity. Look, we could get them like that. Like, what are the discussions that are behind it? Like, is your thing really like, dude, this is gonna make us an extra mil this year if we do this? Like, really, is that your focus? And I feel like people who work from it backwards say, like, oh man, people need this. Like, if people had this, they would love it. And then that's your feedback loop. The fact that you're instead of visioning, oh, the extra meal this year, and if you're instead of visioning, oh man, I would love to see, you know, this person using my product, or me seeing someone out there with this piece of merch or with this product or with this service there. If that's what excites you, you know, chances are you're on
it's
a right
rooted
path.
in good.
It's
for
rooted
sure.
in good, because it's that's your feedback loop. Not seeing everyone as a dollar sign. Like
Yeah, see, and I think part of it too is knowing that eventually that's going to be shown. You know, eventually the dark that it is, the bad that it's doing to the world. You know, light has a way of finding itself in there. You know, and whether it be someone investigates their business and sees, oh, they've been scheming these people, or whether they see that, oh, you know, these people are genuine and they're making a difference in the world. So just be wary.
Exactly. Be wary, guys, and you know, it's definitely a journey, you know, and you got to use discernment, and there's a lot of skills along the way that
common sense, man. Don't forget that, guys.
Yeah,
you have that. You know, I think we tend to lose it with all the distractions in life.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this, Mario, though,
Tell
real
me,
quick, before,
please.
because we're about to end the podcast.
We are, yeah.
So, are you tired of dealing with complicated email marketing platforms
that
are difficult to use and don't provide the results you need?
I am, honestly.
Well, hey, Ivy, you need to calm down. Obviously, she's tired of it too.
She's tired of it too, guys.
So, say hello to Moosend, the all-in-one email marketing platform designed to make your life easier. With Moosend, you can easily create beautiful and engaging email campaigns that will grab your audience's attention and drive results for your business. And the best part,
guys.
The best part is Moosend is incredibly user-friendly, so you can create and send campaigns in just a few clicks, even if you're not a tech expert. So what are you waiting for, guys? Sign up for Moosend today and take your email marketing to the next level. Link in the
description, guys. Check that out. Make sure to check that out.
Check out Moosend, guys, please. It'll do you so much good, you know. And while we're
not Ponzi scheming.
We're not Ponzi scheming, guys. We do get. Do we retain anything off of this? Yeah, we retain a commission.
It's okay,
not a
guys.
commission. We retain something.
Sure.
We get some kind of reward for that, but you get more reward.
Yes, that's the thing. That's true. There you go.
You get a lot of reward off of it. Applying this. You know, we're on the topic of business, right? And
yeah.
That's one of the things.
I guess it makes sense. You know, might as well.
It makes sense that we would throw that in there for you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I got one more here for that.
No, but the main thing is that.
Yeah, keep telling them, please. Hold on.
Alright, guys, look, as you saw, this one's getting chaotic at the end. The cat just attacked me. I almost died in the midst of this. So you have to stay here and continue to listen.
Yes. Please
and appreciate this as it's continuing to unfold, this chaotic podcast from beginning to end. Yeah. You never know when it's gonna end.
You never know. And almost there.
It's
still going.
Almost.
We should have hit them with it in the middle somewhere, because now like they're probably gonna.
Sorry, guys.
The podcast ended.
It ended. All right, fine. You know, we'll give you this one, but don't. But you'll be weary for the next.
Oh, y'all will not expect the next. Did you expect the?
I didn't.
Yeah, good. They didn't expect it either then. But no, yeah, I mean, honestly, there's solutions out there, just how we're talking about. You know, there's mentorships and there's solutions.
Yeah.
And these solutions can be bought at a reasonable price.
Exactly.
And it'll make everything so much easier. That's all I know. Honestly, I don't know why I barely started like emphasizing email marketing, but man, you guys need to try it if you're starting up a business.
No, seriously.
But Mario, yeah, you know, are you tired of spending countless hours designing your website only to be left with a mediocre result?
Oh man, guys, come on.
Kind of harshly.
That was harsh.
Well, say goodbye to frustration and hello to Elementor, the world's leading website builder. With Elementor, with Elementor, you can create stunning websites that are optimized for speed and SEO without needing any coding skills. Man, I wish this was here when I first started.
Look at that, guys.
Because I'm just now trying to SEO my way up to the top.
No coding.
But now you can do it yourself with Elementor. So whether you're building a portfolio, an e-commerce store, or a business website, Elementor has everything you need to bring your vision to life. And you want to know the best part, Mario?
What's the best part, please?
Elementor's intuitive drag-and-drop editor makes it easy to create custom pages and designs.
I think this is very good, though.
Oh,
like, I'm
yeah.
genuine. Like, as much as we're trying to be funny about it, it really does make a difference to have a good, genuine website. And the fact that, you know, you can have people to help you, and you can make it look aesthetically pleasing. You know, when someone, or you tell someone about this, you don't want to be a little bit like, oh, man, I don't want them to look at it. But now you can have that confidence with Elementor. That they'll help you
no code
create an aesthetically pleasing, very easy site on demand.
Yep, and just like that, guys, no code editor. I mean, look at the convenience of that, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. So just make sure to check that out. Like we said, use some common sense and understand that it's all good.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is, guys. And use office noises if you're feeling too quiet when working from home. And,
wow.
And bring the workplace to your home.
Yeah, no, that's so funny.
I don't know if people would want that, though.
We'll see.
Loki gets stressful after a while.
Oh, man.
Right, just hearing all that in the background, you're just like, fuck, okay, I need to turn this off.
I'm going to have to take a lunch break.
Yeah, literally take a lunch break off this.
Well, with that being said, guys, we hope you enjoy your day.
Yes, thank you.
And have a great one.
Yes, thank you.
Peace.